evening all, or morning for those on the West Coast. We are going to draft Kaldheim. This is GOvitational Week 3. This is my side of the draft. Uh, Cosmos Charger is fine in 4 Tel decks. Blue's not the greatest colour in the set, but it's better than black. The question is Kaya's Onslaught better? Arn is fine for fighting, but obviously is effectively a fight card and is gold. There's no Packmate in the deck, there's a Jaspera Sentinel. Tuskeri Firewalker likes being in the red aggro deck. Jaspera Sentinel's a handy thing to have, but I think it's between the rares and the uncommons. Just going to keep a snap of this pack so I can remember what wheels. I'm going to be less likely to fight people for blue after all. I think I take Cosmos Charger even though I am aware of the pitfalls of constantly picking blue and just move on to the next pack. So let's do that. So Skemfire Avenger likes being in an Elf deck. Fear specifically the double spell payoff. Elven Bow's a pretty good uncommon. So it looks like someone took a common out of this pack, interestingly. So maybe a Seraph's Packmate. I had success with Skemfire Avenger last time, which encourages me to take that, but I think maybe Vengeful Reaper is better. Yeah, like, it synergizes more with my other pick, I guess, is the question. But if I'm going to be in black, there are enough shapeshifters in blue that Skemfire Avenger might pick up some other things to help it. So I think it's between Avenger, Bow, and Reaper. I don't want Thought Thief. I'm going to take Avenger over Reaper. Maybe wrong. Well, I've got a blue and a black, and Narf is there. I need to start drafting Snow quite aggressively. What else is in the pack? Kinseekers kind of works. There's a second Kaya's Onslaught. Pilfering Hawk if we end up in Snow. But I could take Narfi and then start aggressively picking Snow. There's some more elves. I could take Outrider or Sculptor. But I guess Narfi's just empirically better if I can pull the Snow, right? I will take Narfi and see where this heads. But I really don't know what I'm doing. So we'll see. The problem I've had with Snow is I haven't realized how highly I have to prioritize Snow lands to make it work. So after Avenger and multiple elves, I'm now thinking maybe I should have taken the Sculpture Winter or the 5/5, and now I can take Harold, because the snow-covered forest isn't going to do the job for us. Now I have Avenger, and I've been offered a Harold. I feel like I should probably get on board there. Glade Walker is an option. Raven's just not good. Serpent's fine, and probably won't wheel. But Harold offers us the chance to do more, and at least it puts me in an archetype I am less likely to totally screw up. So I'll take Harold for now. So return works great with elves. At least I'm being past elf stuff. Maybe other people don't like the elf archetype as much as me. Maybe I simply don't know what I'm doing. Some Kennel Masters will be nice too, because they work well with the Avenger. Run Assure's nice. Mists if we end up in blue. But Return Upon the Tide does quite a lot. And maybe we'll be able to pick up some elves and changelings. So I think I like Return. Although I'm very cognizant I'm just repeating a deck that I've had moderate success with before, which is not necessarily a good way to draft. It'll do. So here, what do we have? Thought Thief and Arachnoform. Arachnoform makes things every creature type, which does synergize with Avenger. Raise the Draugr, of course. Probably better because it can pull multiple elves back up. Gambit's fine if we were in white, but it's not a reason to go into white. Rights would be fine as well. If an elf dies, I can draw 3 cards. But I guess Raise the Draugr gives us a bit of recursion, possibly. So I guess I take that. None of the other cards are so strong they pull me into another colour, I don't think. So, Hailstorm, Valkyrie. We don't have any snow yet. Grizzled Outrider is an elf. I think we probably take the Outrider here. We don't take Provoke to pull us into red. Hailstorm Valkyrie needs us to be much snowier than we are. So I guess I take Grizzled Outrider, and I start building an elves deck. Pack 1, pick 7. I just don't think Hailstone Valkyrie. 4 for a 2/2 flying trample that you have to pay extra each turn to buff just doesn't seem appealing. Haggy Mob's alright, but again, it's not a reason to rush into another colour. So I'll take Outrider. Elderleaf Mentor here for the Go Wide Elves. Runestone's not being played. Dogged Pursuit's not going on deck. Second Outrider or Elderleaf Mentor are the choices. And Elderleaf obviously produces a couple of elves. 4 for 4/3 worth of stats, or 5 for 5/5's worth. We want some King Harold's Revenges if we're going to go wide. But that'll do. Let's see what might come up on the wheel. Jaspera Sentinel would be fine. Duskwielder is an elf. I think we probably take Duskwielder over Roots of Wisdom here. It's a creature, it's good on our curve. Glade Warden is kind of technically an elf as well, but 4 for a 3/3 is not what we necessarily need right now. Like it or not, I'll take Duskwielder. Roots of Wisdom's another choice, and we're not going to get to see it come back. So here we can have... We could have the... If we thought we could splash somehow, but we could take Funeral Longboat, because we can crew it with Duskwielder. We're unlikely to be double spelling, so Infernal Pet probably isn't great. Let's take Longboat. Don't know if that's right. Here we take the Hawk just in case we somehow drift into a blue snowy deck with Narthi, but I don't think it's likely. We'll take the Snow-Covered Forest here, although we can use Raider's Carve crewing with Skemfar, so we'll do that instead. Raider's Carve. We'll take the Recruiter here, but we probably aren't running it. And another Longbow. Pick 2. So Protector, we're not in white. We don't have a lot of white. Is it better than everything else? We did see a lot of white at the end of that last pack. Maybe people aren't in it. I don't think we want a second Outrider. We could take a Mistwalker, but if we're going to take a Mistwalker, maybe we take Protector and pivot into white-black. Or even white-blue, possibly. I think Protector's so much better than the rest of the pack, we just take it. And we look for a chance to pull in some more colours. If Starnheim wheels, then we could be white-black, potentially. But we're a long way from where we'd want to be. Frostpart, Arnie, and Ring aren't really doing what we're doing. Warhorn Blast doesn't pull us strongly into white. So, Comb is faithful, Cruise the Carve, has lifelink, is an elf, works with the Avenger. I like it more than Jarl and more than Sculpture Winter with no snow lands. Bergstride is another option if we end up somehow white, blue, snow foretell, which is unlikely. The Ice Tunnel if we did end up black, blue, but I think Comb is faithful is fine where we're currently at. So I'm going to take it, for better or worse. So King Harold's Revenge does the go wide elf thing that we're aiming to do. Glimpse is good with giants, which we have none of. Ditto Arcanist. Morit, we're not super blue, we're more green. Oh, I don't know. This is where I take King Harold's Revenge because it works with the cards I've already picked when actually the pack is telling me to do something else. But I don't know what that something else is. So I'm going to take King Harold's Revenge and just draft a weaker version, possibly, of the same deck I had last time. And we'll see how that goes. Oh boy. This is where it makes things abundantly clear I don't know what I'm doing. So, another Hailstorm, another Cleric, Lindy at the top. Lindy's always nice. Shimmerdrift is the other option, but I think we take the Lindy. That is fine. So my intention would be to use Skemfar and Comus to pilot the Raider's Carve. Elderfang is a great 2-drop elf. Blizzard Brawl's not quite doing it yet. Kennel Master Wheeling would be good too, but I think we take Elderfang here. Build the elves and they hopefully will come. So we're at 9 creatures. No removal. I guess the problem slash thing I'm doing is building a deck with creatures because my natural instinct is to build a deck with creatures to run over my opponent's life and not think about what the longer game plan is. But I've got a little bit of creature recursion. I need to replace Drag Recruiter with something decent, I guess. This is, I guess, where the problem comes up. Port of Carthel, Rune of Flight. Dogged Pursuit doesn't really do what our deck is looking to do. Port of Carthel is recursion if I end up splashing blue. And it may allow me to play Nafi if I want to, although of course I don't have much snow. I think I take Port of Carthel here. I may end up not running it, of course. So, choices here. So many elves. Second Elder Fang, first Sentinel, Faithful or Mentor. For the Funeral Longbow, if it stays in the deck, I like a Sentinel, which also allows us to do a bit of fixing. And if we're really lucky, one of those elves comes back to us. So, second King Harold's Revenge or first Kennel Master. We're hoping Kennel Master's wheel. I kind of want another King Harold's Revenge if I'm going wide and trying to hit top end. So I'm going to take Revenge here. And again, hope one of the cards I want wheel. There's really nothing in this deck for where I'm at. So I'll just take a giant, which I'm unlikely to run. That was a disappointing pack for me. So here we can take Way Down or Ice Tunnel. Narf is really not doing a lot for us right now. I think I'm going to take Way Down. It's Way Down or Replicating Ring. We'll take Ring rather than Way Down. Here we take Demonic Gifts for a bit of recursion. This deck is definitely underpowered versus where it probably wants to be. Here we take the Valkyrie and try not to run it since we don't have a lot of snow. uh, Here we take Arachniform and... I mean, it makes things an elf. I guess it's got that going for it. Undersea Invader, which we don't run. And none of the cards we were hoping would wheel did. But that's because Shackles of Treachery is the worst. So we got Vorinclex in our colour, so never not rewarded. Skemfar Elderhall and Elvenbow and Poison the Cup all go very well in our deck as well. I guess that's the thing, maybe. Vorinclex. We're not putting counters on stuff. We've already got a big creature. Is the discipline here to take Elder Hall and make 2 more elf tokens, or even Elven Bow with limited flyers? It probably is. And Woodland Chasm's in our colour as well. Okay, here I'm going to take Elven Bow over Poison the Cup and Elder Hall, and it may be a horrid, horrid mistake, but I'm only going to learn if people look at it and tell me what horrid mistakes I'm making. Really hoping Elder Hall wheels. So here I think we take the second Herald over Battle for Bretagard. Makes a human, makes an elf, copies them. Off colour. Would need the replicating ring or some sort of fixing. Got the Jaspera Sentinel. Works for King Harold's Revenge. Bat Harold has Menace. Better than Outrider. What do we think? I'm going to take Battle for Beretta Guard. Maybe a mistake, but it's not a card I've played. Effectively makes 2 creatures. Might work with King Harold's Revenge. I don't know. Second Nafi doesn't do a lot for us. Vega's not on colour. I think it's Roots of Wisdom here. Over Ice-Hide Troll, and I'm starting to... I don't know. I've got a sort of deck, but not a very good one. So... Longboat's probably coming out now, but I can keep Carvin for now because of Avenger and Faithful. We've still got 2 slots left at the moment. And we want to replace Valkyrie and Recruiter ideally. Another battle for Bretagard. Well, why the devil not once I've decided to play it? More than Vengeful Reaper, which foretells and has Flying Death Touch and Haste. Battle for Bretagard goes wider by making more tokens and is cheaper on curve unless I foretell. But does mean I need to fix better. But I will spec on a second, because I might as well gamble at this point. Probably some interesting decision points here a smarter person would have made more of. So we can take another Raise the Draugr. Or a Snakeskin Veil. I think I'll take Veil. I'm not super delighted about it. 2, 4, 6, 9, 10, 11, 2 Bredagards, 12, 13. I think I'm accepting of my creature count. I'm now looking to swap out and get some more interesting ones. Probably take Port of Carfel out. Really hoping some of those elf-friendly cards wheel. And a black-white or green-white land wouldn't hurt. What do you do on your backside? Add green, spend this mana. It's okay, so it helps making elves, I guess. But, 3 or more legendary creatures. And I only have 1. Not convinced that's doing enough work. And paying 2 to get a mana rock to make elves is... No. I don't think so. I think I just take Coma's Faithful here. Okay, Draugr's Helm. Better than a third King Harold's Revenge, and Draugr's Helm is nasty. Senate the Worthy Inferior, not really doing what I'm doing, even if I'm trying to splash a Battle of Bredegard. I think I take Draugr's Helm here. And I'm fairly happy with it. Let's take out Arachniform. And probably Replicating Ring. If we're going to play Battle for Bretagard, we're going to have to fix the mana properly. So let's see. Don't really want a Hailstorm Valkyrie. A Dread Rider is not an elf, but is at least a big ass. We'll just take a Snow-Covered Swamp here, I think. If the Hailstorm Valkyrie ends up in the deck, I might need it. I think I'd rather not. I think I cut the Dragon Recruiter. I want to cut the Hellstorm Valkyrie. Elder Hall Wield. Well, I guess I will take that as a sign. Over Woodland Chasm. Making elves is what I'm trying to do. So why not? Yes, please, and thank you. Uh, Dogged Pursuit's not going in the deck. Second Veil might. Dread Rider maybe if I want some big butted creatures at the end and I've already got a route. So let's take the Dread Rider. Don't think I'm super likely to run it, but you never know. I don't know. Let's take a runner. Sure, I'm not going to run here. Veil out. 2, 4, 7, 9, 10. 2, 4, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Effectively 16 creatures with Bretagard, Helm, and Bow. A second route we're not going to run. I think maybe I cut the Carve here. Second raise we're probably not going to run. A Wither Crown we're unlikely to run. Oops. Took the helm out. And a Pyre I don't think we want to run. Okay, well that was a disaster of my own making. Pyre of Heroes is Birthing Pod for elves, which I've got, but on the other hand, it seems like I'm killing an awful lot to get there. With Replicating Ring, the Despera Sentinel, and a Plains, that's 3 mana sources for Battle for Bretagard. At least Hailstorm Valkyrie is a King Harold's Revenge magnet. I don't have a lot of flyers that could be problematic. I don't know. This is... At least with Rays and Roots I've got some recursion. But once again I'm leaning on getting King Harold's Revenge at the right time to run over someone. Oh well. Pray for me. Let me know what deck I could have built. It's the only way I'll learn. And thanks for now.